People have been asking how I'm doing, so we're here to give you a little update.
Hey cats, what's happening? For those of you that haven't been updated here, just to fill you in real quick, V was diagnosed with small cell lung cancer, and that is a very serious disease. As we all know, there's no cure for cancer at this point, but we're doing everything we can to prolong her, give her a wonderful life ahead, and we are staying positive, looking ahead. But let's talk to her for a minute here. You've been really through a lot here lately, haven't you?
I have. The doctor's office gave me this calendar to keep.
Okay.
And they told me at the beginning that once you have treatment, you would go way down in a valley as far as how you feel. You would feel very ill, but then you would start to climb out. Well, I'm here to tell you that today is December 3rd, almost a month later. This is the first day I have actually felt normal. And unfortunately, I start round 2 tomorrow. So I've had one good day. It has been nonstop since November 5th. We spend anywhere from 4 to 5 days a week at the infusion center, if not for meds, for fluids, so I don't dehydrate.
So how does this chemo thing work then? You're on round 1.
Well, I finished round 1. And the first day they give you the heavy hitter drug, which what I received was cisplatin, and they have come to the conclusion that was too strong for me. That's what they give to their younger patients. So that caused me a lot of problems. I had kidney issues, I had urinary tract issues, ended up in the ER. It's very difficult on the kidneys.
So how many rounds do you have to do, though? You said you've been through one round.
I have to do 3 rounds of chemo. Then I get scanned to see if the tumors are shrinking. The doctor's plan is then to do 3 more rounds of chemo, scan again, and after 6 rounds, we're hoping that I will then go on maintenance meds to keep things in remission.
So through all that, you've only been through the first round so far.
First round, yes.
So you got a long way to go.
Now, just so people know, day 1, you get the heavy hitter drug. Day 2 and 3, you get 2 other chemo drugs. So that's 3 days at the hospital. Day 4, they give you medicine to help your white blood cells. Day 5, you get a little gizmo attached to the back of your arm called Nausea, and that is to help your bones. So then I will be there then another day to get fluid. So you might as well consider our whole week will be at the infusion center this week.
And then after that, it's like every other day, because with your ostomy and your digestive problems, you need to have fluids like every other day.
Yeah, yeah. Or I start getting cramping and, you know, muscle aches, and I just don't feel well. I feel like hard time breathing, I feel weak, and these meds cause such nausea that I have so many nausea medicines. I take Zofran, I take Zyprexa, everything makes you go to sleep. They gave me Ativan, my nausea was so bad. I haven't yet taken it. They gave me steroids, that's supposed to help with side effects and appetite. Mark's brother was kind enough to send me CBD oil, and I've discovered that that helps immensely. That kicks in right away for the nausea.
Now here's the thing about the CBD oil. And really you can't even buy this in our state right now. And when you do go to these dispensaries where it's legal, where you can actually go buy this medical stuff made from cannabis. Now, one of the things you have to realize about the CBD oils is that it's pretty new on the market, so there's not very many guidelines about it. There's no real prescriptions for it or anything. They don't tell you what kind of dosage to take. They just say, well, just start out with a little bit and just experiment with it. Does it work? Well, I'll tell you our experience. She has had some really bad days of nausea. She's taken all of her prescribed nausea medicines, and they didn't work. Last resort, we broke out some CBD oil, gave her a little bit, didn't do anything, gave her a little more, didn't do anything, and then I gave her like a half a dropper full, and next thing I know, she was feeling much better. Her nausea was gone, and her appetite increased tenfold. Now, you say, well, that just might be a fluke, but we tried it more than once. I think we ended up doing it at least 5 times, and every time it worked. But you see, these are pretty little bottles, so when you do half of a dropper each time, it's not going to last very long. And it's very, very expensive on the market right now. So it's something you have to decide. Is this what I want to do? Is this what I want to pay for? What do I have to go through to get this? It's a big pain in the neck, really. Well, you got a whole pile of drugs there.
I do. I have my Zyprexa I'm supposed to take at bedtime. That's for nausea. This I put on my port to numb it because obviously they stick a needle in my chest to give me the fluids. I have to take calcium. This, I take allergy medicine because you can have an allergic reaction to the Nausea or the blood medicine they give you. So you got to take this for 5 to 7 days so you don't get an allergic reaction. This is Zofran, daytime nausea medicine. Dilaudid for pain. I'm just a regular old pharmacy here.
I guess.
Compazine for nausea. I've got magnesium because my counts were low. I've got steroids, that's daily, and lorazepam or Ativan for nausea. And everything makes you sleepy. I've got notes here where I've done like 3 naps in a day because I'm so exhausted.
Wow.
I just can't even explain the fatigue to you. My first child did not sleep the first year of her life, but I could function on a daily basis. This fatigue, you cannot function. All you want to do is just go to sleep. I've never experienced anything like it. I thought the colon surgery was bad. This is 10 times worse. 10 times worse. I would repeat the colon over again if I didn't have to do this.
So, through this whole thing, she's had some good days. She's had more bad days than good days, though. Even just as recent as yesterday, the poor girl was on the couch most all day with nausea and feeling terrible. So I was pretty thrilled today when she told me that she was feeling much better today. She doesn't have any nausea. She had energy today, so she's been up doing some stuff. She's been cooking today. What did you cook today here?
I helped you make some ham and potato soup, and we're making some chicken and noodles in the crock pot. So anticipating this week, if it's rough and I can't do things, then we'll have a couple meals already made. I'll be able to just dig into some soup if I'm hungry. This takes your appetite away, and your tastes are not what they were. Things don't taste the same. It's very difficult to eat.
Yeah, so it's affected your smell, your taste, your hearing.
Yes. I feel like I have earmuffs on. My hearing is very muffled, and I think that's from the radiation.
Okay. And then you lost your hair.
I lost my hair, yeah.
So
thank goodness for wigs.
But you said your hair's already starting to grow back from the first treatment.
Right, but tomorrow that'll end, I'm sure.
Yeah, because round 2 comes, and then the hair starts to fall out again.
Yes.
Oh,
now,
boy.
we did meet a lady last week while I was getting an infusion. She was diagnosed with the same cancer as me. I don't know what stage mine is. I'm afraid to ask. Hers was stage 4. And she was diagnosed in March. She has completed all her chemotherapy, and she is now on Keytruda, which is a maintenance medication. She was talking about going to Florida. She was planning a trip. She was just a bundle of energy. And she told me that after my 3rd or 4th chemo treatment, she said, you should start to feel better. So I have that to look forward to, and it was good talking to her to know what's ahead.
And that's good to have support from people that, you know, lend a positive note. As V said, we don't want to know what stage she is. We don't want to know how long she has. We want to be positive and look forward to a future of, you know, camping next summer and doing the things we like to do. And that's the direction we're heading right now. So this is a very rough road because of all the sickness and the nausea and the misery she goes through, but we keep looking ahead to that when the sun shines again and we can start to enjoy life one more time. You know, as we've been told, this cancer is a killer, and they don't have a cure for it, but you cannot dwell on that. You can't let that get you down. You have to keep in a good spirit. Now, I hand it to my wife. She is a tough little cookie over there because she's managed to keep a really good spirit through all of this, even as miserable as she has been.
I do get my times. The worst is when I can't sleep and Mark is asleep and your thoughts get carried away.
Yeah.
And then you think and think and think, and I'm my own worst enemy. I overthink everything.
Yeah.
And I have to like literally chase the negative thoughts out of my head, because if I dwell on it, I start getting anxiety and stuff. I can't even.
Yeah.
So there's many times I just picture myself laying in the camper and thinking about our last camping trip. We cooked over the fire, we sat by the fire, and just laying in the bed, playing with my phone, trying to get those negative thoughts out of my head. And, you know, everybody tells me, oh, but you look so good, you look so good. Well, I'm here to tell you that I've had 45 years of practice with Crohn's disease. I had to go to work every day, and whether I was feeling good or not, I had to put on a good face, I had to put on a good front, and I'm just used to showing that I'm okay even if I'm not okay. Who cares? You know, do people really care if you're not okay? People want you to feel good. So I try to portray that I'm feeling the best I can. The worst was the back pain. I did go in crying to the infusion center because I was in such pain. It was from 2 a.m. and not until 6 p.m. the next day did I get relief. It was very painful.
And here's part of the thing that we've dealt with through this. For instance, when her back pain came on, we're still not 100% sure what caused that, because they'll give her medicine, and they give her this cisplatin, which was an injection. They gave her a shot right in her butt. And
no, cisplatin was IV. Sandostatin.
Sandostatin. They gave her the shot in the butt, and then the very next day she had severe kidney pain. So we ended up in the ER. She was on Dilaudid, she was on morphine, and then finally fentanyl that took away her pain. But she dealt with that kidney pain for like 3 days. Now, the hospital will tell you, oh no, it wasn't the medicine that caused that. Okay, well, this stuff just doesn't happen out of the blue. So, but again, there's no real evidence to say what caused it, because she's been on so many different drugs. It's like every day we go in there and they're putting you on something different, you know.
Mm-hmm. So this time around, tomorrow, I go in for 6 hours, and they're changing the drug to what they give the older people, the people in their 80s. He was treating me aggressively because he says I'm young, but the cisplatin was too hard for me, so they're going to change it to carboplatin, which is easier on the kidneys and less nauseating. So I'm hoping that's the case for me, because the nausea is huge. And they tell you to eat, but it's so hard to eat. Things don't taste right. You don't feel good. You just don't want to eat, and you have to force yourself.
Yeah. So I guess on a positive note, with winter coming on, the yard is a swamp. Everything is mud outside, so there's not much we can do there. So if this thing was going to happen, I guess it happened at a good time of the year for us because we can stay in and hibernate.
Right.
But on a positive note...
On a positive note for me, I'm hoping that I have the worst treatment behind me and that I only have 5 more to go, that the scans prove to be showing that the medicine is working. And the only way to do that is to stay positive. I have to tell myself, this is working, I am healing, this is working, I am healing. Because if I don't, I feel like if I put it out there, the universe is going to say, oh, she's negative, we're going to make it negative. So I can't be negative.
Yeah. Positivity works.